Have you ever wondered, is there a place in the universe where, if you stood perfectly still, you could see the back of your own head without a mirror? Or have you ever thought that time, that relentless river we believe only flows forward, could actually freeze like a block of eternal ice? And have you ever lain down, closed your eyes, and wondered, is the darkness outside your window truly empty, or does it hold an invisible weight that cradles your sleep? Hello, and welcome back to Somnus Sleepy Science. Tonight we will not speak of the whispering forests or the deep blue oceans. Tonight we will embark on our furthest journey yet. We are going to drift towards the black holes, the silent, mysterious kings of the cosmos. Do not worry. We are not going there to be afraid. We are going there to understand that even in the darkest places, the universe follows a calm, orderly, and strangely beautiful rhythm. There is no need to memorize facts and no need to analyze quantum physics. Just let these concepts of space and time pass through your mind like clouds drifting over a mountain peak. Right now, find your most comfortable position. Perhaps you are curled up under a warm blanket or sinking into your favorite spot on the sofa. Let the weight of your body settle deep into the mattress. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and breathe out. Imagine you are floating, weightless in space. Around you, there is no ceiling, only a vast sheet of velvet darkness, dusted with billions of distant, twinkling stars. You are safe, you are warm, and you are drifting gently towards a point of mysterious shadow. The first truth, and perhaps the strangest thing about where we are going, is that a black hole is actually not black, or at least it is not an empty hole, as you might imagine. When we think of a hole, we think of an absence, a deep well with no bottom. But in the language of the universe, a black hole is the most intense presence of matter. Imagine taking our entire Earth, every mountain, every ocean, every city, and all 8 billion people living on it and crushing it down, compressing it, squeezing it, tighter and tighter, until the entire Earth is the size of a tiny marble resting in the palm of your hand. That is the density of a black hole. It is not emptiness. It is absolute solidity. It is so heavy and so dense that the space around it cannot bear the weight, and it is forced to collapse, to curve downwards, creating an abyss of gravity. And because of this immense gravity, a beautiful optical phenomenon happens right before your eyes. Imagine gliding softly towards this black hole. You would not see a flat black disk. Instead, surrounding that darkness is a glowing halo, curving and bending softly. This is light from stars behind the black hole, trying to escape, but being bent by gravity, creating a giant cosmic kaleidoscope. At this boundary, there is a place called the photon sphere. This is where light cannot fall in, but it also cannot escape. Particles of light are trapped, orbiting forever around the black hole, like satellites. If you could stand still in this place, impossible, but let us dream, and you turned on a flashlight pointing forward, that beam of light would circle the black hole and come back to hit you in the back. It means if you looked straight ahead, you would see the back of your own head. Looking further, the light bends so much that you could see both sides of the universe at the same time. A surreal visual experience where space is no longer a straight line, but soft curves hugging you. You are cocooned in a wrap of light and shadow where every image becomes shimmering, blurry, and slow. As you let your soul drift along those bending ribbons of light, if your eyes begin to feel heavy, allow them to close. If you are listening to this from the comfort of your bed, make a small note in your mind or gently subscribe to the channel so we can continue these journeys every night. Imagine that pressing the subscribe button is as effortless as brushing a speck of stardust off your shoulder. Now let the current take you a little closer to an invisible boundary known as the event horizon. This is the point of no return, Once you cross this line, not even light, the fastest runner in the universe, can turn back. But do not fear. In this dream, you are an invisible traveler. You can pass through walls. Something interesting happens here. It has a name that sounds very delicious but is a serious scientific fact: spaghettification. Funny name, isn't it? Even scientists, while studying the grandest things, sometimes have very simple appetites. Here is how it works. If you fell feet first towards a black hole, the gravity pulling on your feet would be much stronger than the gravity pulling on your head, simply because your feet are closer to the center. This difference in gravity is so immense that it would stretch your body out, making you long and thin, like a perfectly made strand of spaghetti. In reality, this would be the end. But in this gentle sleep, let's imagine it as the ultimate stretch. Visualize your body being gently elongated, starting from your toes. The tension of the long day is being pulled out by this invisible gravity, stretching through your calves, your knees, up to your thighs. Every muscle fiber is relaxing, unspooling comfortably. That smooth gravity spreads to your hips, your lower back, releasing any tightness. It lengthens your spine, creating space between each vertebra, letting relaxation seep in up to your shoulders, your neck, and the crown of your head. Your entire body is now soft, pliable, floating like a silk ribbon, or yes, like a soft noodle in the warm broth of the cosmos. No more stiffness, no more weight, only the sensation of being stretched and melted. And as you drift deeper into this shadow, another miracle of the universe reveals itself: the bending of time. Do you remember the movie Interstellar? When they landed on the planet near the black hole, 1 hour there was equal to 7 years on Earth. That was not fiction. That is scientific truth, proven by Albert Einstein. The stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. To a friend watching you from far away, they would see you falling towards the black hole. Slower and slower, they would see you raise your hand to wave, but your arm would move as if swimming through thick honey. Then, as you reached the event horizon, you would seem to stop completely. To the observer, you never fall in, you simply freeze there, your image fading into a deep red before vanishing into the void. You become an eternal statue on the edge of the universe. But for you, the one experiencing the fall, time flows. Normally, you look at your wristwatch. The second hand ticks steadily, but if you turn your head to look back at the universe behind you, oh, what a sight! Because your time is moving thousands, millions of times slower than the outside. When you look out, you see the universe in fast forward. You see stars moving like streaks of lightning. You see galaxies spinning like fiery pinwheels. You see stars being born, growing old, and exploding in the blink of an eye. Millions of years of cosmic history are unrolling and rushing past you in mere minutes. You are a time traveler, sitting in the front row to witness the flow of everything, while you yourself are wrapped in the absolute stillness of the black hole. How peaceful that feels, the world out there, with its worries, its deadlines, its rushing noise. It is all speeding away, and it cannot touch you anymore. You are in the slow zone of the cosmos. Here, everything settles. No traffic horns, no alarms, no notifications, just the magnificent silence of space and the slow beat of your own heart. The black hole, with all its scary legends, now feels like a protective cocoon, separating you from the chaotic current of life. It holds a private space for you, where time pauses so you can rest. Take a deep breath in. Feel the silence of the vast void filling your chest. Exhale. Push the rush of the outside world far away, letting it drift off like falling shooting stars. You are drifting deeper, deeper into this soft night. The space around you is no longer a scary black, but the color of your eyelids when you are deep in sleep, a safe, warm, sheltering black. In the next part, we will listen to the strange sounds the universe makes, the songs that human ears cannot usually hear. We will meet the rogue giants wandering the cosmos like silent ghost ships. But before we move on, I have a small note for you from the next part onwards. My voice will drop lower, softer, blending into the white noise of the universe. The goal is to stop stimulating your eyes and mind, helping your attention fade and fade until sleep comes to take you away. Prepare yourself to let go of curiosity and hold on only to relaxation. Now, let your shoulders drop just a little more. Welcome back, as I promised. The bright lights of our journey have now dimmed. There is no need to focus your eyes on anything anymore. If you are watching a screen, let your gaze soften until the image becomes just a blur of slow motion. If your eyes are already closed, keep them that way. We have entered the video loop phase of our night. Imagine a gentle, repetitive wave lapping against a shore over and over again. That is where we are now. We are no longer rushing toward the event horizon. We are simply drifting in the deep, dark ocean of the cosmos in this part of the journey. We are going to listen. We are going to find the silence within the noise and the music within the dark. You have probably heard the old saying, "In space, no one can hear you scream." It is a famous line from cinema, suggesting that space is a vacuum of absolute silence because there is no air to carry sound waves. But that is not entirely true. Space is not empty. It is filled with gas, dust, and plasma, especially in the dense clusters of galaxies. And where there is matter, there is vibration. And where there is vibration, there is sound. Deep in the Perseus galaxy cluster, about 250 million light-years away from your bedroom, there is a black hole that is singing. It is not singing a song with lyrics, of course. It is humming. Astronomers found that the pressure waves sent out by this massive black hole are causing ripples in the hot gas surrounding it. These ripples are sound waves, and do you know what note it is singing? It is a B flat, but it is not a B flat that you could play on a piano. It is a B flat, pitched 57 octaves, below middle C. To give you an idea of how deep that is, the lowest sound a human ear can hear is about 20 Hertz. The song of this black hole is 1,000,000 billion times deeper than the lowest sound you can hear. It is a frequency so low, so heavy, and so slow that a single oscillation, a single vibration of the wave takes 10 million years to complete. Think about that for a moment. As you lie there, a song where one beat takes 10 million years, this black hole has been humming this deep, mournful, steady tone for 2.5 billion years. It is the longest, deepest lullaby in history. Imagine that sound right now, not with your ears, but with your body. Imagine a vibration so deep it feels like the slow rolling of the ocean floor. It is a sound of pure stability. It suggests that the universe is breathing in and out over millions of years. Compared to that rhythm, the racing of your heart, the ticking of your clock, the worries of your tomorrow, they are so fast, so fleeting, they almost don't exist. Let your own breathing try to sync with that cosmic rhythm. Slow it down. Make your exhale just a little bit longer than your inhale. Imagine that you are floating in that Perseus cluster, wrapped in warm clouds of gas, being gently rocked by that eternal B-flat hum, rocking back and forth, back and forth. Now, let us drift away from the singing giant. Let us move into the quieter, emptier parts of the void. Here, we encounter the wanderers. We usually think of black holes as anchors, sitting in the center of galaxies, while stars dance around them. But not all black holes have a home. There are things known as rogue black holes. These are the nomads of the universe, the introverts of the cosmos. Long ago, perhaps when two galaxies crashed into each other, the gravitational chaos kicked these black holes out. It severed their tethers and sent them drifting off into the endless dark alone. And so they travel. They have no stars to warm them. They have no planets to swallow. They have no accretion disk of glowing gas to light their way. They are completely invisible. Silent, solitary travelers, moving through the interstellar night. Does that sound lonely to you? Perhaps, but in the context of sleep, let's reframe it. Think of the absolute freedom of a rogue black hole. It has no responsibilities. It creates no drama. It is not tethered to anything. It simply floats. It drifts through the universe at thousands of miles per hour. Yet it makes no sound and leaves no trace. It is the ultimate ghost passing through walls without disturbing the dust. Imagine yourself as one of these wanderers. You are a heavy, peaceful point of gravity, drifting through a sea of stars. You don't need to interact with anyone. You don't need to answer any emails. You don't need to be bright, or loud, or productive. You just are. You are moving with a silent purpose, carried by the inertia of the universe, drifting, gliding, floating. There is a profound peace in being unnoticed in the vastness of space. Anonymity is a warm blanket. You are safe in the shadows, just drifting past the noise of the rest of the world. As we drift further, the darkness begins to feel heavier, more comforting. We are approaching the king of shadows. If you think the sun is big, or if you think the black hole at the center of our galaxy is big, prepare your mind for ton 618. This is the largest black hole we have ever discovered. It is a monster. But here, let's call it a leviathan, a great sleeping whale of the cosmos. Let's try to visualize its scale to help your mind let go of the small things. Our sun is huge. You could fit 1 million Earths inside the sun, but ton 618. It has the mass of 66 billion suns, 66 billion suns. If you place ton 618 in the center of our solar system, it wouldn't just swallow the sun, it wouldn't just swallow the Earth. Its event horizon, the edge of its shadow, would extend far, far beyond the orbit of Pluto. It would swallow the entire history of our planetary neighborhood. Without even a burp, a single beam of light takes weeks just to travel across its diameter. This scale is so massive, it breaks the human imagination. But there is a strange comfort in this magnitude. When we stand next to something so impossibly huge, our own problems instantly shrink to zero. Think about the stress you felt today. Think about the embarrassing thing you said 3 years ago. Think about the deadline next week. Now, place those thoughts next to ton 618. Place them next to a sphere of darkness that weighs 66 billion suns. They vanish. They are smaller than atoms. They are meaningless. The universe is too big for you to worry about small mistakes. The universe is too vast for your anxiety to matter. Ton 618 is not a monster that wants to eat you. It is a monument to the scale of reality. It is a giant, silent cathedral where you can lay down your burdens, let the gravity of this giant pull the weight off your shoulders. Imagine the heaviness of your eyelids is just the gentle gravity of ton 618, pulling them down, down, down. Closing the curtains on the visual world, you are now floating in the shadow of the giant. It is dark here, it is quiet here. The video loop in your mind is just a slow, rotating swirl of deep indigo and charcoal gray, round and round, slow and steady, like a ceiling fan, spinning in a dark room, like the wheel of a great ship turning in the deep ocean. The universe is full of these giants, humming their low songs, drifting in their solitude, sleeping in their massive beds of gravity. And you are one of them. You are a small universe unto yourself, ready to power down your stars and drift into the void. In the next part, we will explore the mystery of the holographic universe. We will ask the question, when things fall into a black hole, do they disappear? Or are they stored like a library of memories painted on the horizon? We will look at the supermassive black hole in our own backyard, the quiet heart of the Milky Way, watching over us like a silent guardian. But for now, just stay in the shadow of the giant, feel the hum, feel the drift drifting. You are drifting. Again, we have left the deep, uncharted waters where the rogue giants wander. We are coming home. Can you feel the pull? It is not a violent tug, but a gentle, rhythmic tide. We are traveling back to the Milky Way, our own island in the universe, and we are heading toward its heart right now. As you lie in your bed, you are moving. The Earth is spinning, the sun is flying through space, and our entire solar system is orbiting around a central point, a heavy anchor, located in the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. There, shrouded behind thick curtains of dust and gas, lies our very own supermassive black hole. Sagittarius. Say it sounds like a technical name, doesn't it? But tonight, let's call it the heart. Compared to the Leviathan we met earlier, our heart is modest. It is only 4 million times the mass of the sun, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in calmness. You see, not all black holes are violent monsters, devouring everything in sight. Sagittarius A is quiet. It is a sleeping giant. It is, currently, on a diet. It is not actively swallowing stars or tearing apart planets. It is simply sitting there in the center of the galactic garden, holding everything together with its invisible hands. Think of it as the hub of a great wheel. Without it, our galaxy might drift apart, the stars would lose their way, we would be lost in the void. But because it is there, heavy and stable, we have an orbit, we have a path, we have a home. Imagine you are floating just above the Milky Way, looking down at this central point. Because Sagittarius A is sleeping, it isn't blasting out jets of radiation. It is dim, it is peaceful. Occasionally, a small cloud of gas might drift too close, and the black hole will wake up for a brief moment, let out a small burp of energy, a faint flare of X-rays, and then settle back into its slumber. It reminds me of a large, sleepy dog dreaming by the fireplace, occasionally twitching its paw, but mostly just radiating a comforting warmth and presence. You are safe here. You are orbiting this sleepy giant. Right now, feel that connection. You are part of this great, slow dance. The gravity that holds the galaxy together is the same gravity that holds you to your mattress. It is all part of the same embrace. Now, let's drift closer to the edge of this sleeping heart. We are going to touch upon one of the most beautiful and mind-bending ideas in all of science. It is a puzzle that kept the great Stephen Hawking awake at night so that you can sleep peacefully tonight. It is called the information paradox, or the holographic principle. Let's simplify this into a dream. We often worry that when things are lost, they are gone forever. If you burn a letter, the words are gone. If you forget a memory, it feels like it has vanished. And for a long time, scientists thought that if something fell into a black hole, it was deleted from the universe, gone, zero. But the laws of quantum physics say Information is never lost. The universe is a perfect librarian. It never loses a book. So, here is the theory. When an object, say a star or an apple or even a thought, falls into a black hole, it doesn't just disappear. Instead, the information about that object, its shape, its atomic structure, its essence, is plastered onto the surface of the black hole. Imagine the event horizon, not as a hole, but as a screen, a giant, spherical cinema screen. Everything that has ever fallen in is preserved there, encoded on the surface, like a sophisticated drawing. It is like a hologram. The 3D object may be gone inside, but its 2D blueprint remains forever on the outside. Why is this a sleepy thought? Because it means that in this universe, nothing is ever truly lost. Think about your day today, the conversations you had, the work you finished, the mistakes you made, the moments of joy. Now that the day is over, you might feel the need to hold on to them, to analyze them, to replay them in your mind, because you are afraid of letting go. But you don't have to. Imagine that the end of the day is like the event horizon. You can take all those memories, all those worries, and all those to-do lists and gently toss them toward the horizon. They are not destroyed, they are simply archived. They are being stored on the great cosmic hard drive. You can let them go. You don't need to carry them into your sleep. The universe remembers them for you. The surface of the black hole is shimmering with the data of 1 billion years, glowing faintly with the history of everything it has ever touched. It is a library of light, and your day is just one small, peaceful page in that infinite book. Upload it. Let it float away from your mind and stick to the horizon. Now, your mind is empty. Your mind is clear. The data is safe. You are free to power down. Let's go even deeper into this rabbit hole of comfort. If the holographic principle is true, if 3D information can be stored on a 2D surface, some physicists wonder, is our entire universe just a hologram? Are we all actually living inside a massive black hole? There is a theory called cosmological natural selection. It suggests that every time a black hole forms, a new baby universe is born inside it, like a matryoshka doll, those Russian nesting dolls. A universe inside a black hole, inside a universe, inside another black hole, layers upon layers of reality. This might sound complex, but feel the emotional weight of it. It implies that we are held. We are not exposed to a cold, infinite nothingness. We are nestled. We are inside something, just as you are inside your room, inside your house, inside the atmosphere. Perhaps our whole reality is safely tucked inside the event horizon of a much larger, motherly universe. We are in a cosmic womb, protected, hidden, safe from the outside. There is nowhere to fall because we are already held. Visualize that nesting doll image. As you breathe, inhale, imagine the outer shell protecting you. Exhale, feel yourself sinking deeper into the inner shell, layer after layer of safety. The walls of the room are holding you. The gravity of the earth is holding you. The arms of the galaxy are holding you. The horizon of the universe is holding you. Let's return to Sagittarius A. Imagine you are hovering there again, watching the slow swirl of matter around it. This is the accretion disk, a ring of gas and dust spinning around the black hole. Usually in active galaxies, this disk is a raging inferno. But around our sleepy giant, it is a slow river, a river of glowing embers, orange, deep red, and soft violet. The colors are muted and dark like the embers of a dying campfire. Watch the river flow, it spirals inward, slower and slower. It doesn't rush, It takes its time. It takes thousands of years for a single atom to make one revolution, round and round, turning and turning. Let your thoughts follow that spiral. Don't try to think in straight lines anymore. Linear thinking is for the daytime. Nighttime thinking is circular. It loops, it returns, it softens. If a worry pops into your head, let it enter the spiral. Watch it spin slowly around the center, moving further and further away from you until it fades into the red glow of the horizon. Listen to the silence of the galactic center. It is a heavy silence, the kind of silence that has weight like a thick blanket pulled up to your chin. Sagittarius A has been here for billions of years, and it will be here for billions more. It is not in a hurry, and neither are you. There is nothing you need to solve right now. The giant is sleeping. The galaxy is rotating. The library is open and archiving your memories. You can let go of the controls in the next part of our journey. We will witness the spectacular, poignant death of stars. We will see how these black holes are born from a final, brilliant explosion, a supernova. We will learn that even in destruction, there is a seed of creation. We will watch the fireworks of the cosmos in slow motion, turning violent energy into a lullaby of light. But for now, stay here in the center. Stay with the sleeping heart of the Milky Way. The loop continues, spinning, glowing, sleeping from that center of quiet gravity. Let our minds drift back in time. We have seen the giants sleeping in the dark, but we have not yet asked, where do they come from? How does the universe create a hole in itself? To understand the shadow, we must first understand the light, and to understand the silence of the black hole, we must witness the final, magnificent breath of a dying star. Imagine a star, not our sun, but a star 20 times more massive, a blue supergiant for millions of years. This star has been fighting a silent war. It is a war of balance. On one side, there is gravity. Gravity wants to pull everything inward. It wants to crush the star down into a tiny point. It is the weight of the star pressing in on itself like a heavy blanket, wrapping tighter and tighter. On the other side, there is fusion deep in the core. The star is burning fuel. It is turning hydrogen into helium, creating immense heat and pressure. This energy pushes outward. It pushes back against the gravity. So, a star is simply this, a perfect balance between the desire to collapse and the desire to expand. It is a stalemate. It is a bubble of light holding up the ceiling of the dark for eons. This balance holds the star, shines, it floats, it lives, but nothing in the physical universe is infinite. Eventually, the fuel begins to run out. The engine in the basement starts to stutter. The star burns through its hydrogen, then its helium, then carbon, neon, oxygen, silicon. It is frantically trying to keep the fire going, trying to keep the gravity at bay, but then it reaches the end of the line. It starts creating. Iron is the ash of stars. It cannot be burned to create energy. The fire goes out, the outward pressure stops, and in that fraction of a second, gravity, which has been waiting patiently for millions of years, finally wins. This moment is known as the collapse, and though it sounds catastrophic, think of it as a great surrender. Imagine a person who has been holding a heavy weight above their head for days, weeks, years. Their muscles are trembling. They are fighting the pull of the earth, and then they just let go. They drop their arms. They release the tension. They give in to the pull. That is what the star does in less than a second, faster than you can blink the core of the star. collapses inward. It falls into itself. It gives up its structure. It gives up its shape. It surrenders to the pull of the center, and then the rebound, the outer layers of the star, falling inward at thousands of miles per second, slam into the core and bounce off. This is the supernova in the movies. This is a loud, violent explosion. But here, in the vacuum of space and in the theater of your mind, it is a silent masterpiece. It is the universe blooming. Imagine a flower made of pure light, opening its petals. All at once, a shockwave of energy ripples out into the darkness. It is not jagged or angry. It is a perfect, expanding sphere, colors that human eyes have never seen, ultraviolet violets. Deep infrared reds, shock blue gammas wash over the surrounding space. It is a slow-motion firework that takes months to fade. The star is shedding its skin. It is giving its matter back to the universe. The carbon in your cells, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, all of it was forged in a moment like this. You are made of this stardust. You are the result of a star that surrendered, so you could exist. Feel that connection. Your body is ancient. The atoms in your hand are billions of years old, survivors of a beautiful explosion. But what remains in the center? After the firework fades, after the dust clears, what is left in the middle of the smoke? If the star was heavy, but not too heavy, it becomes a neutron star. This is a city-sized diamond. Imagine a sphere, only 20 kilometers wide, the size of a small city, but containing the mass of 500,000 Earths. It is so dense, so smooth, and so solid. If you dropped a marshmallow onto a neutron star, it would hit the surface with the force of a nuclear bomb. But the neutron star just spins. It spins incredibly fast, flashing like a lighthouse in the dark. It is a dense, hard pearl left behind on the beach of the cosmos. But if the star was truly massive, if the weight of the collapse was too great, then even the neutrons cannot hold it up. The collapse doesn't stop at the city size. It keeps going. It crushes past the size of a mountain, past the size of a house, past the size of an apple, past the size of a grain of sand. The gravity is so intense that it punches a hole through the fabric of reality itself. The star disappears from our observable universe. It wraps the darkness around itself like a cloak. It vanishes. And in its place, a black hole is born. It is the ultimate resting place of matter. The star has fallen so deep into its own sleep that it has left the physical world behind. It has become a shadow, a ghost of gravity. It is the calmest object in the universe because it has reached the end of the road. There is no more fighting, no more burning, no more struggle, just eternal, heavy rest. Perhaps you are wondering, what about our sun? Will our warm, friendly yellow star one day turn into a black hole and swallow us? Let me set your mind at ease. Our sun is too gentle for that fate. It is too small. It doesn't have enough mass to punch that hole in reality. Our sun will have a much softer ending billions of years from now when it gets tired. It won't explode. It won't scream. It will simply exhale. It will gently puff off its outer layers like a dandelion shedding its seeds in a summer breeze. It will create a planetary nebula, a beautiful glowing cloud of red and green gas. We'll drift softly away, surrounding the solar system like a colorful mist, and in the center, the core of the sun will remain as a white dwarf, a small glowing ember. It will be about the size of the Earth, shining with a soft white light. It will be a cosmic nightlight. It will slowly, very slowly, over trillions of years, cool down. It will fade from white to yellow, to red, and finally to black. But that is a sleep that will last longer than the current age of the universe. So, there is nothing to fear. Our star will not destroy us. It will simply tuck us in and turn down the lights. Now, bring your focus back to the black hole we just saw born. See it sitting there in the center of the expanding cloud of supernova dust. The dust is colorful, pink, teal, gold, swirling in slow motion, and in the center, that perfect, absolute black sphere. It is strangely beautiful. It is the pupil of the universe's eye. It is an anchor. While the dust expands and drifts away, the black hole stays put. It is grounded. It is heavy. Feel that heaviness. In your own body now, imagine your body is dense and heavy, like that remnant core, not heavy in a burdensome way, but heavy in a sinking into the mattress way. The gravity of the earth is pulling you down, just like the gravity of the star pulled it inward. Surrender to it. Don't fight the bed. Don't hold your muscles up. Like the star at the end of its life, stop the fusion. Stop the burning. Let the energy fade. Let the outward push of your day crumble. Let gravity win. Collapse gently into the support of your pillows. Sink deeper and deeper. In the next part of our journey, we will look at how these dark objects seat and why, paradoxically, the area around a black hole is the brightest place in the universe. We will watch the accretion disk spinning like a carousel of light. We will see that even in the deepest dark, there is always a rim of light. But for now, stay in the afterglow of the supernova. Watch the colors fade. Watch the dust settle. The explosion is over. The silence has returned. You are safe in the quiet aftermath. We are drifting deeper into the night. By now, the concept of the black hole has settled in your mind, but perhaps deep down, there is still a tiny flicker of worry. We have been told so many stories about these cosmic beasts. We have seen them in movies as hungry, chaotic vacuum cleaners, roaring through space and sucking up everything in their path. But tonight, I want to whisper a secret to you. The black hole is not a monster. It is simply misunderstood. Let's play a quiet game of imagination to clear its name. Imagine our solar system. Picture the Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, moving in their perfect, clockwork lanes around the sun. Now imagine that a cosmic magician snaps their fingers. In an instant, our warm, bright sun is replaced by a black hole. But, and this is the key, this black hole has the exact same mass as the sun. It is just crushed down into a tiny, invisible point. What happens to the Earth? Does it instantly get sucked in? Does it fly off the rails and plunge into the abyss? No, nothing happens to the orbit. Absolutely nothing. The Earth would continue to glide along its path, exactly as it did before. Mars would keep its distance. Jupiter would keep its steady pace. Gravity is not about sucking. Gravity is just a tether. It is a rope connecting us to the center. If the center is a sun, the rope holds. If the center is a black hole, the rope holds just the same. The only difference is the light. Without the sun, the sky would turn permanently dark. The moon would vanish because there is no sunlight to reflect. The planets would fade from view. We would be left in an eternal night orbiting a ghost. It would be cold, it would be dark, but it would be incredibly stable. We would continue our circular dance around the invisible king forever. So you see, a black hole is not a villain stalking the night. It is just a heavy object. It is a strict, law-abiding citizen of the laws of physics. Unless you walk right up to its front door and knock, it will leave you alone. It will let you drift. It will let you sleep. Now that we have made peace with the darkness, let's look at the light, because here is the greatest irony of the universe. The darkest objects in existence are responsible for creating the brightest lights in the cosmos. We call them quasars. Let's drift toward one now, far, far away, in the center of an ancient galaxy. A massive black hole is having a meal, but it is not eating like a wild animal. It is eating with the slow, deliberate grace of a ceremony. Surrounding the black hole is the accretion disk. Imagine a vast, flat plate of gas and stardust swirling around the center. It looks like a whirlpool of honey or a spinning disk of molten gold as the gas gets pulled. Inward, it doesn't fall straight in. It has too much momentum. It has to wait its turn. It spirals round and round, closer and closer. And as these streams of gas rub against each other, the friction creates heat, a gentle warmth that grows into a glowing radiance. The disk begins to shine. It glows with a color that is warm and deep amber orange and soft white. It is a lantern in the deep woods of the universe. This disk is so bright that it can outshine an entire galaxy of 1 billion stars, and yet, right in the center, there is that perfect, calm, black pupil, the eye of the void. Watch the movement of this disk in your mind. It is hypnotic. It is not a chaotic splash. It is a fluid flow. Think of how cream swirls when you pour it into black coffee. The white streaks stretch out, fold over, and spiral inward, disappearing into the dark liquid. That is exactly what matter does around a black hole. It stretches, it flows, it glows. It is a cosmic fluid. Imagine you are watching this from a safe distance. You are wrapped in a blanket, watching the universe's fireplace. The light is steady. The rotation is rhythmic. One revolution takes days or even years. There is no rush here. The matter in the outer edge of the disk might wait thousands of years before it finally crosses the horizon. It is a long, slow queue, a procession of light marching toward the eternal sleep. There is something deeply relaxing about this feeding process. It reminds us that the universe recycles everything. Stardust floats in, glows brightly one last time, and then slips into the pocket of the black hole. It is not destruction. It is a transformation. It is matter returning to energy, and energy returning to the void. Nothing is wasted. Every atom that falls in adds to the mass of the black hole. It makes the anchor heavier. It makes the gravity stronger. It makes the embrace tighter. Let's focus on that spiraling motion again. The spiral is one of the most soothing shapes in nature. We see it in seashells, we see it in sunflowers, we see it in hurricanes, and we see it here on the grandest scale of all. Visualize your thoughts as particles of dust in that accretion disk. Maybe you have a worry about tomorrow, a jagged, rocky little thought. Visualize it floating into the golden river. Watch it get caught in the current. See it soften. The heat of the disk melts the sharp edges of the worry. It turns into a glowing stream of liquid light. It joins the spiral. It moves slowly around the center, round and round, getting closer to the black hole, and then slip. It crosses the horizon. It is gone. It has been swallowed by the silence. The black hole has taken it from you. You don't need to carry it anymore. Send another thought into the river and another. Watch them swirl. Watch them glow. Watch them disappear. The area around the black hole is a place of transition. It is the border between the known and the unknown, between the noisy and the quiet, between the bright and the dark. You are hovering right at that border. You are safely on the side of the light, but you are close enough to feel the calm radiating from the dark. The light of the disk is warm on your face. The shadow of the hole is cool on your mind. It is the perfect temperature for sleep, warm body, cool head, heavy limbs, floating spirit. As we drift here, watching the golden wheel turn, we might wonder, if something falls in, where does it go? Is it just a dead end? Or is there a back door? Science fiction loves to dream of wormholes, tunnels that connect one place to another, shortcuts through the fabric of reality. Could it be that falling into a black hole is not an end, but a beginning? Could it be that the bottom of this deep well opens up into a bright white sky somewhere else? It is a beautiful thought to hold as you drift off, that the darkness is not a wall, but a door, that the end of the day is not a death, but a tunnel to the morning, that sleep is not a shutting down, but a journey to a different world. In the next part, we will open that door. We will step into the realm of theoretical magic. We will talk about wormholes and white holes. We will imagine bridges of light connecting distant stars. We will explore the possibility that our universe is breathing, inhaling matter through black holes and exhaling it somewhere else. But for now, stay by the fire. Stay by the warm, glowing disk of the quasar. Let the light mesmerize you. Let the spiral lull you round and round, soft and slow. The monster is sleeping. The lantern is burning, and you are drifting. We are now floating at the very edge of possibility. We have looked at the black hole as a heavy anchor and as a hungry giant. But tonight, let's look at it as a door. There is a beautiful idea in physics, one that was penned on paper by Albert Einstein and his student Nathan Rosen nearly a century ago. They played with the math of gravity and found a secret trapdoor. They called it a bridge. Today, we call it a wormhole. Let's visualize the universe, not as a vast, empty room, but as a soft, velvet fabric. Usually, to get from one star to another, you have to crawl all the way across the fabric. It is a long, tiring journey that takes millions of years. But gravity, that heavy, sleepy force we have been talking about, can do something magical. If a black hole is heavy enough, it sinks deep into the fabric. And if, just if, there is another heavy point somewhere far away doing the same thing, the two deep dips might touch, the fabric might fold over on itself, and suddenly, a tunnel opens, a shortcut through the dark. Imagine. You are no longer just floating around the black hole. Imagine you are gently slipping into this tunnel. It is not a fall, it is a slide. Think of the most comfortable slide you can imagine, a slide made of smooth, cool silk. You are gliding down into the throat of the wormhole, but it is not dark inside here. The walls of this tunnel are lined with the reflected light of the universe. It looks like the inside of a kaleidoscope or the iridescent inside of a seashell. Mother of pearl colors, shimmering pinks, soft greens, and pale blues are streaming past you. You are traveling faster than light, yet you feel no wind, you feel no bumps. You are encapsulated in a bubble of distorted space. Protected from all friction, it is the feeling of being carried, like being in a car at night, asleep in the back seat, while someone else drives you safely to your destination. You don't know where you are going, and you don't need to know. You just feel the gentle hum of the engine and the smooth forward motion. Where does this tunnel lead? This brings us to the most mystical twin in the family of stars, the white hole. If a black hole is a mouth that swallows, a white hole is a mouth that breathes out. If a black hole is the entry, the white hole is the exit. Math says they are possible, though we have never seen one. But in our sleep story, they are real. Picture a white hole. It looks like a reverse black hole. Instead of a dark circle that pulls you in, It is a brilliant white sphere that pushes everything away. It is a fountain, a cosmic spring. It is constantly, gently, pouring out light and matter into a new region of space. It is the most generous object in the universe. It keeps nothing for itself. It only gives. Now, let's turn this cosmic geometry into a breathing exercise for your tired body. The universe is breathing. Think of the black hole as the inhale. It gathers, it pulls in, it contracts. Think of the wormhole as the pause, the stillness between the breaths, the moment of suspension. Think of the white hole as the exhale, the release, the letting go, the expansion. Let's try to sync your breath with this cycle. Inhale slowly. Imagine the gravity of the black hole gathering up all the tension in your body, pulling it away from your fingers, your toes, your shoulders, gathering it all into a single point. The darkness is accepting your stress. Hold. You are in the wormhole, suspended in the bridge. Nothing exists here. No time, no space, just a peaceful pause. Exhale. Imagine the white hole. Push the air out. Feel the release washing over you like a fountain of light. The tension is gone, expelled into a new universe where it can't hurt you. You are expanding into. Relaxation. Let's do it one more time. Very gently, inhale. The black hole draws in the noise of the day. Hold, drifting in the silent tunnel. Exhale. The white hole releases pure, clean silence. This cycle suggests that maybe, just maybe, our universe is not a lonely bubble. Perhaps we are part of a vast, breathing network. Maybe the matter falling into a black hole in our galaxy is blossoming out as a nebula in another universe entirely. Maybe what is lost here is found there. It is a comforting thought, conservation of existence. Nothing truly ends. It just changes location. It just changes form when you fall asleep tonight. You are not turning off, you are just slipping. Through a wormhole of consciousness, you are leaving the waking world, sliding through the tunnel of dreams, and emerging into a landscape of rest. It is a journey you take every night, and you always come back. Feel the sensation of floating in that between space. The tunnel is wide and spacious. You are weightless. There is no up or down here. Your left arm feels light, floating. Your right arm feels light, floating. Your legs are drifting, unanchored. Your head is resting on a cloud of space-time. As we glide toward the end of this tunnel, we begin to see a change. The brilliant visuals are fading. The concept of places and objects is starting to dissolve. We are moving toward the final truths of the black hole, the quietest truths. We are moving toward the end of time itself. In the next part, we will meet Stephen Hawking's greatest discovery. We will learn that even black holes are not immortal. They too fade away. We will watch a black hole evaporate. It is a process so slow, so gentle, that it makes a snail look like a race car. It is the ultimate symbol of patience. But for now, just enjoy the slide, enjoy the bridge. You are halfway between the dark and the light, suspended, safe, drifting. We have traveled through the storm of the supernova. We have spun in the golden river of the accretion disk. We have slid through the secret tunnels of space-time. And now we arrive at the quietest chapter of the universe's history. We have arrived at the concept of deep time. There is a question that philosophers have asked for centuries. Is anything truly immortal? The pyramids crumble, mountains erode, stars burn out. But for a long time, scientists thought that black holes were the exception. They thought that once a black hole formed, it was permanent, an eternal scar on the face of the universe, a diamond that could never be broken. But then came Stephen Hawking with his mind traveling where his body could not. He found a tiny, subtle flaw in the armor of the black hole. He discovered that black holes leak. It is not a gush. It is not a stream. It is a mist, a microscopic, invisible mist of subatomic particles. We call it Hawking radiation to understand it. Imagine a cup of hot tea left on a table in a cold room. You see the steam rising gently from the cup? That steam is the heat escaping. The cup is slowly, very slowly, losing its energy. If you left it there long enough, the water would evaporate completely, leaving the cup empty. A black hole does the exact same thing, but on a time scale that makes the age of our universe look like a single tick of a clock. Let's visualize this evaporation. To lull your mind into a state of patience, imagine the black hole sitting in the absolute zero cold of empty space. It is no longer eating. There is no gas left, no stars left, just the void at the very edge of its horizon. Tiny particles are popping into existence and escaping. Pop one particle leaves, pop another particle leaves. With every particle that escapes, the black hole gets a tiny bit lighter, a tiny bit smaller. It is shrinking, but the process is agonizingly, beautifully slow. For a black hole the size of our sun to evaporate completely, it would take 10 to the power of 67 years. That is a number with 67 zeros. To give you a sense of scale, the universe is currently only 13.8 billion years old. That is roughly 10 zeros. We are talking about a time frame so vast that eternity is just a warm-up. Close your eyes and try to feel the weight of that number. It is a heavy blanket-like number. It means there is no rush. There is absolutely no rush. The universe has all the time in the world. It is willing to wait countless eons for a single black hole to dissolve. If the universe can be that patient, surely you can be patient with yourself. Surely you can give yourself 8 hours of rest. Compare your worries to this timeline in the face of 1067 years. Your deadline tomorrow is nothing. Your anxiety is nothing. It evaporates like mist. Let's travel forward in time, far, far forward. The stelliferous era, the era of stars, has ended all. The suns have burned out, the galaxies have gone dark. The universe has entered the black hole era. It sounds gloomy, but picture it as a calm night. The universe is a clean, dark room, and floating in this room are the black holes. They are the last survivors, the elders. They are drifting in the silence, separated by billions of light years. They are like lonely whales swimming in an infinite ocean, singing their silent songs of gravity. They are slowly breathing out their mass into the darkness, exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. This image of the black hole era is the ultimate picture of stillness. There is no chaos left. Entropy has smoothed everything out. The universe is like a lake surface at dawn, perfectly glass-like with no ripples. You are floating on that lake. You are one of those ancient, quiet points of gravity. You are slowly letting go of your mass. Imagine your physical body is evaporating into the bed. Your legs are turning into mist, heavy, warm mist. Your arms are dissolving into the sheets. Your torso is softening, losing its edges, blending into the mattress. You are losing definition. You are no longer a person with a name and a job. You are just a field of energy slowly spreading out, becoming thin, becoming air. It is a feeling of great relief to disappear, to not have to be anyone for a while. Just like the black hole, you are slowly erasing yourself from the demands of the world. You are fading, fading, fading. And what happens at the very end of a black hole's life? After uncountable eons of slow evaporation, when it has become tiny, the size of a proton, it gives up, it releases its final grip, it disappears in a final flash of energy. But here, let's imagine it as a soft pop like a soap bubble bursting in the sun. It is gone, the knot in the fabric of space-time is untied, the wrinkle is smoothed out, the sheet is flat again. The information it held is returned to the universe, recycled into the background hum of reality. This is the destiny of everything, to rise, to hold on, and eventually to let go, to smooth out, to return to the calm. Right now, you are in the letting go phase. You have held on all day. You have been a solid, dense object fighting against the flow. Now, be the mist, be the radiation. Let the heat leave your body. Let the thoughts leave your mind, drift away into the cool, expansive dark. We have one final step to take. We have seen the stars die, the holes form, the tunnels open, and the monsters fade. In the final part, we will drift into the heat death, a scary name for the most peaceful state imaginable. We will merge with the great nothingness. We will find comfort in the absolute zero. We will finish our story not with a bang, but with a whisper. But for now, stay in the black hole era, drift among the sleeping giants, be patient, be slow, be mist. We have arrived. We have watched the stars burn their fuel. We have watched the galaxies spin and slow down. We have watched the black holes evaporate into mist. And now we stand at the very end of the cosmic timeline, the final page of the book. This state has a scientific name that sounds frightening, but is actually the most peaceful concept in physics. It is called the heat death of the universe, or more poetically, the big freeze. Do not let the name scare you. In the language of sleep, this is simply the great stillness. It is the moment when the universe finally stops working for billions and billions of years. The universe has been busy. It has been churning, burning, exploding, colliding, and pulling. It has been a noisy, energetic factory of creation. But everything that has energy must eventually rest in this final era. The temperature of the cosmos has dropped to absolute zero. There is no heat moving from point A to point B. There is no friction. There is no sound. There is no light. The drama is over. The struggle is finished. The universe has finally earned its retirement. It creates a perfect, endless equilibrium, a state of balance so complete that nothing will ever disturb it again. Imagine being in a room where everything is perfectly still. The air is still. The curtains are still. The dust motes are suspended in the air, unmoving. That is the state of the cosmos now. It is a clean universe. It is an empty canvas painted in the deepest shade of rest. This is the ultimate goal of all matter, to reach a place where no more effort is required as you lie there. I want you to invite this great stillness into your own body. Think of your day today. It was like the early universe, hot, chaotic, full of movement and noise. But now you are moving toward your own personal heat death. You are cooling down. You are equalizing. You don't need to generate any more energy. You don't need to create any more thoughts. You don't need to fight gravity. You have already surrendered to it. Your room is your universe, and it has gone quiet. Feel the boundaries of your body dissolving in this vast, dark ocean of the future. There is no difference between here and there. There is no you and the bed. There is just presence, a soft, heavy, floating presence. You are expanding. You are becoming as wide as the dark sky. The silence of the void is filling your ears, washing away the echoes of the day. It is a silence that feels like velvet, soft. Against your skin, listen closely. Can you hear it? The absence of sound, the absence of ticking, the absence of worry. It is the sound of peace. We have traveled from the bright blue stars to the deep black holes. We have slid through wormholes and drifted in the wake of giants. And we have found that at the end of every story, at the bottom of every hole, and at the end of every timeline, there is only one thing waiting for us: rest. The universe begins in fire, but it ends in sleep, and so do you. Now it is time to turn off the engines completely. Somnus Sleepy Science is closing the library. The lights are dimming. The stars are going out. One by one, click goes the first star. Click goes the second. Click goes the galaxy, until there is only the gentle, warm dark. You are safe here. You are held here. You are part of the eternal drift. Float on. Drift deep. Let the void carry you. Sleep, sleep, sleep.